one that probably will be worked into the lane after this next winter. Coming up on Station 2, as you can see, here's a transverse crack starting to scald some. Follow it across. Be considered a moderate severity transverse crack. See a greasy spot from what they over here call some transplanted Texans. Have a big problem in Alabama with armadillos getting out there and getting run over. They told me that they'd be glad if we'd take these armadillos back. Well, I told them that if they'd be willing to take their fire ants back, we'd be glad to take our armadillos. Back to the more serious side here, you can see we start picking up again in this cracking. Rather than to call much of this block cracking, I'm going to single it out as being transverse or longitudinal. Coming over here, getting around between Station 3 and 4, we've got another instance right here where the transverse crack is working its way over. We'll step aside here. I'm here on the shoulder so we might could see the transverse crack a little bit more easily. Back off of it, perspective as to how wide we are. I haven't really gone out in the inside lane to inspect it, but a lot of this cracking appears to be reflective up from the original pavement. We'll need to try and see if we can get some indication of the condition of the original pavement prior to overlay. But like at that one crack up at the beginning of the test section, you could see where the crack goes all the way through the original pavement. And that is just scalded out some up at the surface. Where we do have cracks going across the interior lane, though, they are not nearly as badly deteriorated as those in the outside lane, which indicates the difference in it here. See what appears to be the beginnings of some flushing here in the inside wheel path. Now we're coming up on the end of the test section. To the test section up towards the city of Tuscaloosa. Again, we're on Interstate 59 and Interstate 20. They coincide here. Continue to do so all the way up to Birmingham. And in fact, next week we'll be out evaluating some and trying to locate some test sections up there. Moving around in a clockwise fashion, it's just the same old, very uniform fill height, approximately 12 to 13 feet according to the plans. Very consistent on either side of the roadway. We're in quite flat country here. The Black Warrior River. Upstream towards our vehicle, trying to give another indication of these transverse cracks which are shown going across the shoulder. Again, many of these are beginning to work their way through. You particularly see them outside the edge of the lane in the test section. However, most of them have not really gotten beyond the stripe, and so since they are not in the lane, they're not being counted as transverse cracks. It's quite likely, though, that after the next winter that we're liable to see these start working their way on through and showing up within the test section lane. So the condition based upon this survey may change considerably between now and the time that the Pasco unit rolls along here. It's interesting to note just how much of this type of distress there is on a relatively young, well, it's 4 years old, overlay. So on test section 16012, Alabama ID number 6013, design cell ID 6-44. We're in the 5th Division, the Alabama Highway Department, on Interstate 59 and Interstate 20 near Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 65.7. Milepost 66 is on the next bridge up ahead of us. Again, this ends the video for test section 16012. Section 11001.